Everybody clearing. Okay, so today it's going to be a Divine Masculine check-in, but I'm being told on the pre-shuffle to look at what does the twin collective need to know or is benefited to know about letting go of control issues. So that's anything to do with ownership over another person, wanting them to prematurely express more of a traditional form of commitment, wanting their behavior to fall in line with our preferences if they're not demonstrating that. So trying to effectively convince or desire somebody to show up differently than they are. How can we let go of that? First off, if it's big things, you might not actually be focused on the right person, at least at this time. So what do we need to know? Having said that, what do we need to know about letting go of control issues? What do the twin collectives need to know? Okay, control issues stem from deeper subconscious sources. So the first thing is do your healing. Look at the subconscious reasons why you may be experiencing a need to want somebody to show up differently than they are. Look at where that stemmed from, where it came from. Okay, so let's see if those in the collective who hear this message are looking at these deeper subconscious influences, what will happen if they do see these deeper subconscious drivers more clearly? What will the result be? So we are getting seeing things in a brand new perspective and overcoming the illusion. I'm even getting, for some, there's a heightened sexual connection, attraction, because misunderstandings will be brought to light and interpretation of certain frequencies. There's a recalibration, but seeing through the illusion, the 3D binding, the bondage of how dense that is when we haven't done the work and we're wanting somebody to be responsible for our happiness. So any of those times that we have desired somebody keep our heart safe without having come into that safety in our own right, that's the kind of energy here. So connections won't move forward. The Hanged Man is the universe typically putting someone in a headlock and saying, nope, you can't go anywhere until you see through this developmental stage. So the big message here is you won't find nourishment, you won't find progress in your journey if you're still thinking the other person needs to show up in a certain way and you haven't gone into these subconscious drivers. That's going to vary. There are highly conscious layers of this, so I'm not in any shape or form saying that the twins are unconscious about these particular subconscious things. I would say twins in general have brought more consciousness to those things than any other demographic on the planet. However, this is saying it's stemming from the subconscious. What else can we know about control issues? I'm going to clarify two different styles of control issues that's coming. One is specifically wanting the other person to change something about what they are doing. The other is desiring ourselves to get past some sort of a sticky energy. So let's do the self-assessment one. So if you know that there is some sort of a blockage and it feels out of your control to access it, what can we know for those who want movement and are at a loss for how to let go of trying to control it, trying to do the hard work, spinning wheels, not knowing how to put effort in? What can we, trying to control it by forcing it or feeling like there's something that needs to be done. How can we let go of that kind of control? Okay, we are getting, drop into the energetics of things. See things in terms of energetics, not so much the 3D. Specialize in understanding patterns. Specialize in picking up on the frequencies. Picking up on intention specifically is coming, rather than the allopathic or the look of things. Dropping in and finding out what is the deeper intention behind things. I'm hearing self-love indicates you have all the time you need. There is no rush. It's not too big. You're safe. So anxiety comes up when we're trying to force anything. So if you're having anxiety, that's your biggest indicator that you are not on the right track. So if you feel a panic, if you feel manic, if you feel being ridiculous, you need a soul mechanic. You need to let go of control and drop in. So step out of your comfort zone. Don't see it as a personal egoic victory and ask for, this is where you let go and let God, but understand it's a timing issue. If you're fighting against the energies, dare I say it again, you're manic or a panic, or you need a soul mechanic, give it up and just breathe. Allow it, release it. What will happen if we call on the divine soul mechanics of the reality to come in and support us? Angels, guides, the divine. What will happen? Ooh, we drop the burden and we start to see more of these subconscious drivers. There's the moon again. We become very fluent in the subconscious. It begins to come up. It begins to be safe. We don't have to be so strong. We don't have to stuff it down so much. When we ask for help, when we evoke divine intervention, when we ask, it's free will choice. We have to ask for higher guidance, support, energetic support. It takes the, I'm seeing those cellars, the exterior ones where the storm doors, you can go down into the basement from the outside, like into a bunker. I'm seeing that. It opens the bunker of our soul. If we ask for relief, it just kind of opens up the subconscious because it's safe. We're not having to hide that stuff anymore inside. So this is another way of giving up control issues. Sweet. Okay, and it takes the burden off. It takes that hard work, the resistance. The resistance is the hard work. It's not letting go that's hard work. Letting go is effortless. Poof. Fall into safety. It's the resistance that's like holding it back. Okay, let's see what else we can know. So specifically when we feel like we are trying to control someone else coming into union, convincing, chasing, for those in that mode, what can my viewer who might be experiencing that kind of control know? Okay, that's rock bottom energy and it's karmic. Queen of Swords in the reverse, that's ulterior motive, nastiness, agendas, and it's coming from this place of abandonment triggers. So drop in and see the fear, trace those kinds of traumas and do the healing. If you're wanting someone to save you, to make it all better, to come in like that, it could be that you have not dealt with some of the core separation wounds. This can also be an existential crisis. It can also be where you feel forsaken by God. This is the original separation wound, meaning even just being incarnated in physical form is a limitation, a perceived limitation. When we are soul, we are multidimensional. When we incarnate, we're in this illusion of the finite, in an illusion of a limited time here. And so there is a fear of abandonment, a fear of being ill-equipped, a fear of being lost out on a rock in space. And so we have to realize that when we're wanting to be saved, when we're wanting somebody to comply, when we need somebody outside of ourselves, we are playing out, acting out that delusion of the 3D, because the fact is you are not alone. You're never alone, and you are safe most of the time. If you can drop in and give yourself that reality check, I'm safe, I'm good, I've got this, you can release somebody else having to save you. Yes, it may be that you have to clean up some sort of burden. You have to bucket up and make changes. Yes, it may be hard work. Yes, it may take a while, but you can do it. Sometimes we get ourselves into things over years and we have to get ourselves out of it again. You can still do it. It still will happen. There will be, where there's a will, there's a way, and you can do it. So what will happen if my viewers drop into knowing they can do it, knowing that chasing on any level is trying to compensate for this original separation wound? What can we see here? The inner work, which brings teamwork in the physical. The irony, you do the inner work to come into wholeness and others show up to collaborate. So it's no longer a codependent savior running chasing dynamic. You do the inner work, now you've got the teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So be a team player, everybody. Be a team player, everybody. If you're expecting to be saved, show up in the energy that saves yourself. How beautiful. Okay. That was an interesting message. What can we see? Thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the Divine Masculine Collective? Where are the DMs at regarding the journey? Where are they at on the heart space for their divine counterpart? Where are the DMs at regarding what they want for the connection at this time? What they think they want? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge for the DM polarity? What is the solution for that, and where is the connection going? And yeah, let's do DF. Let's also see where the DF is, where the DF, Empress, where the DF is feeling in the heart space, and all the other things I just said for the DM. Okay, DMs, what are we getting? Oh, wow, we get the Divine Feminine, Queen of Wands, and that existential crisis, the rock bottom, this is the supporting card. So this is not where the DF is at. They are seeing how far you've come. I'm picking up on that. They see your potential. They also see your humanity. They've seen you at your worst, I'm hearing. They've felt it. They see the spectrum that you are. They see you as this cosmic being, and they see you as this forsaken earthling. So they really know you inside and out. This is impressing them, that they just energetically know you. They can see the I take gender as it resonates, but I'm hearing that I'm every woman song, and the DM sees you as that. The DM sees you as every aspect that a feminine energy could align with. They know that you understand it all, is what I'm getting. What do the Divine Feminines need to know? Integration. Be still and know that you are this vast all. That is divine when you can embody and work with and alchemize and heal. They've seen you come into this multi-dimensional expression of self, They've possibly seen you for your history. You know, a lot of times we magnetize the twin flame in after we've come out of this rock bottom. Sometimes we go through this on the journey. So your divine counterpart innately knows that you have gone through so much in order to have this hard-won victory of overcoming with this crown of glory. Beautiful divine feminine. So just know this. Just know this is an allusion to the third party situations with the Four of Swords. After that, there's this healing. So if you're wondering if your DM has chosen you or can see how radiant you are despite being abandoned even by them, just know that you are the clear and obvious divine energy in their life. I'm hearing you have energetically won out. It's justified that your DM sees you that way, and that you are allowed to know this about yourself, that it is not something that needs to be proven, that it can be known with this third eye illuminated here, that you can allow that wisdom, that knowledge to support you. And so you don't need to take it personally. This is a worthiness thing. You can know that your DM, whether they've told you or not, sees you as having overcome that. Something has shown the DMs some side of you, divine feminine, that they did not see before. And it could very well be that they just went through something. This person is stabbed in the back. I'm getting a message that for some DMs, they've gone through something that they thought they were holier than thou, and that they were impervious to, that you've gone through, that they did not know with enough empathy what it was like for you. There is this feeling that they have now seen you as a profound overcomer. They understand your strength in a way that they didn't before. Whoa. Just keeps coming. That message is a very clear message right now on the conscious mind of the DMs. Excellent. It's beautiful. What are they feeling on the heart space? Here's the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands. These are both marriage cards. There's even bridesmaids here. So for some, they are in a marriage and they see that on the soul level, you can't fake connection. Some have some other option. This is also friendship. So for those that are in a legal marriage, we've got one message, and for those that aren't, I'm going to pull another message here. But the ones that are married, they see that your connection is the spiritual truth. It's the spiritual one that is on their heart, that is in alignment with their soul, and that this one is of more of a social, community, family, expected. They're seeing the contrast, the 3D and the energetic here. For those who don't have a marriage going on the heart space, they've never felt more unconditional love from you. They've never, and this also applies to those in marriages as well, but they've never felt more of an unconditional love for you, and they're starting to understand how rare, how stable, how solid, how flexible, how supportive this connection is. They're starting to see those results, and they're seeing that you are very unusual indeed, that you can hold unconditional love, you can hold your own stability in the face of adversity and with them, no matter the seasons, no matter the weather. You are not just a fair weather friend, I heard. They know that you're true blue. Divine feminine. Okay, and so just know this. They've been getting signs and synchronicities. They have been seeing your messages come through at key times. They've been having extra signs and synchronicities showing these things, highlighting it. It's coming at them from other directions. So whatever this stabbing in the back thing is, whatever they've manifested that has been based on wishful thinking, based on delusion, falsities, anything like that that's come back on them that was not founded in truth, they now have connected the dots between you as an example in your relationship, and others that have not had their best interest or loving interest at heart. They see it's all adding up. There's not only these divine signs and synchronicities for you, but also the circumstances in their karmic situation. People, places, things, paradigms that also affirm the truth of this connection. What are the divine masculines wishing to manifest? Wow, putting down the guard regarding commitment. Here is more of this third eye illumination, the knowing. How beautiful. So divine masculines are wishing to really just drop the guard and follow the truth, follow the knowledge that you are this divine being. They don't have to be in abandonment. They don't have to be in this rock bottom. They don't have to go it alone. They don't have to be the wounded warrior. They don't have to feel like they are outcast and carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. They can give that all up, and that you're not going to, I just heard add insult to injury, that you've got their back, that you're balanced out, that there is a potential for true partnership here. And this is a major revelation. They've been looking at partnerships in ways through the wounding, through the trauma, through the lens of the typical way that things go. And so this is a radical shift. They're wishing to let go of those things because they just don't see you in this energy that they have been guarding themselves against. Wow. Beautiful. What is the divine masculine action at this time? Doing the inner work and aligning, stepping out of comfort zone. Can't deny this is a twin flame connection here. There might be travel for some. There might be a bit of a distance, even across oceans for some here. They have chosen. They want to bridge that gap. They're doing the work to come towards. Some are planning moves. Some are planning to meet up. Some are looking forward to seeing you. They are working, healing, investing within so that they can do this, so they can enjoy. And this is the truth, the Father of Swords. So even legal matters, business decisions, financial decisions, all of it, they are doing the work. They're buckling down, they're making the changes, they're stepping out of their comfort zone, they're going for it, they're activated. Being told to get an energetic card for the divine feminines watching. What are the divine feminines meant to know about the divine masculines taking action at all costs? Nothing is worth staying in the status quo, I just heard. So we are getting artistry, expression, community, and celebration. They're getting themselves out there. They now know the world needs them. Love, innocence, and reverence. So they are really in the process of freeing themselves from whatever was holding them back from coming towards you, divine feminines. Different stages of the journey, but this can be actually signing contracts, releasing themselves from the binding of things that held them back. Some it was work related. So there is this innocence, the reverence, and there is a celebration. So I'm hearing rite of passage. They have come into a brand new openness. So whatever it was, they're grateful for what has come before, but they are also at an innocent stage where now the whole world is open and fresh. The slate is cleared. There is a celebration. So divine masculines, well done. Whatever this is that you have finalized, amazing. What is the biggest challenge for the divine masculines at this time? Surrendering in the 3D even. So we've got the energetic stuff dialed in. We know this stuff is all great in the energetic realms. I'm laughing because I heard my dad's voice saying tickety-boo in the energy realms. But in the 3D, there's a continued surrender because it's the densest. And so there's still this need to move through it. This is the challenge. Going towards happiness, the inconvenient 3D layer still needs to be followed through. It's changes demand that change happens. And so we're still surrendering to things taking a bit longer in the energetic realms. Once we know what our happiness is, it can sometimes be like, okay, we have to do it in the 3D. What's the solution for this? Oh, manifest reunion, manifest this inner child healing, manifest the playfulness, manifest this motion forward. Do it. This is just the green light. Whatever it takes, just do it. You will be given this cosmic knowledge of the connection I just heard as sacred fuel. So you don't have to be in this hero complex dynamic with your counterpart. This is in the energetic realms. Let the love fuel you, channel it, allow it to be another evidence that gives you wind in your sails to do what's needed. That does not mean, buckling down and cleaning up karma and making changes in the 3D for the counterpart. It means allow the love that is evident with the counterpart, with love in general, to help fuel the process of knowing what you're worth and freeing yourself from anything holding you back, going through the changes just because you're somebody that has a spring in your step because you know how to love, not because you're doing it for the person. Use your psychic intuitive vision impeccably. Really allow for the always, every chance you get, every time you remember doing your best, seeing things in the highest, living in that healed, beautiful, flowy energy, the childlike energy that just allows for that, allows for the rolling experience of life. What can we see for the direction? Indigo and Six of Cups. I love it. So the advice is manifest reunion, celebration, unity, connection in all thoughts. And the direction, new ways of manifesting reunion, unity consciousness, wholeness in all expressions. This indigo is the magician as well. Are you kidding me? We got the 2 cards. So the advice, we're following divine guidance impeccably here. Look at that, the same 2 cards, magician and reunion. There's little twinsies in both of those cards. So yeah, I've never seen the direction follow so closely the divine guidance. We're being asked to just surrender everything, be like children with this fresh eyes going forward. This rite of passage, love, innocence, and reverence. That's the spirit guidance here. That is the direction, and the Twin Collective is heeding the call. How beautiful. And dare I say, letting go of control issues. And then we are getting deepening past the running, chasing, the ghosting, the breadcrumbing, the confusion, the temptation, and entering this next phase of the grounding, the empowerment, the thriving. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's get some cards for the divine masculines watching. What can we see? 1 card, belief. This is an 11 card. It says the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. Yeah, this is the gifts and talents card, manifesting not only success in relationship despite karmic relationships not being successful in the past, but starseed admissions, higher things coming in, art, and believing in one's gifts and talents, bringing that through. It's time to step onto purpose and the true expression with artistry. We got the card of artistry. So you have freed yourself, divine masculines, from the binding, and you've hit that rite of passage into artistry, expression, community, and celebration. You've arrived in your truest form, your truest expression for all the world to see, divine masculines. Believe it. This has been an absolutely magnificent journey, and you are coming into that. How beautiful. What can we see for the divine feminines? We get fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new, grander expression of ourselves. Wow. Both stepping into the true expression. And divine feminines, the energy is working hand in hand, whether it's in the 3D or not. Channel it, focus on you, channel this creativity, this fertility into your projects, into your true expression. Your divine counterpart is. Okay, everybody, bye for now. Much love.